That's okay. All of this that we got to is good B-roll.
This may be good. This may happen a lot. Me yawning.
Okay.
Oh, whatever. Okay. Welcome back. Hello, everybody. We are back with our first What's Working Wednesday for
The year.
Yeah. And the first one in a while, because I took about a month and a half off. And I'm going to tell you why. We're pregnant. I'm 3 months pregnant and I was sick as a dog. So, with the holidays and then us finding out that we were pregnant and then me being so sick and completely exhausted, it was just a good time to kind of take that time, get out of my first trimester, and just enjoy, with our family and friends, the exciting news of us being pregnant. Mm-hmm. So, but the show must go on. Mm-hmm. So I might yawn 35,000 times in this video. Please don't judge me. And if you do, okay. All right. But we're going to get this going for our first What's Working Wednesday. So, of course, I got my husband here who will be with me on this. And today we're going to talk. The last time we talked was we kind of told you guys how important it is to enjoy your singleness and how to not waste your weight while you're single and learning to, get to know more about yourself. Mm-hmm. So once you've done step one, and you actually get, God sends you your person or you find that person, I think it's important for us to go into another thing that really helped us in our relationship. And that is 100% honesty.
Yes.
And full disclosure of past feelings, discretion, or what? Feelings, I don't know. Feelings, things that we did, whatever.
Involvements.
Entanglements.
Nah, not entanglements.
But we were just 100% honest with each other.
Yes.
Because the important thing that you think keeping stuff from a person is the best policy, but honestly, you don't want to run the risk of getting with someone and it going good and those things coming up, because the thing that makes it the worst is feeling like you weren't good enough for that person to be honest with you about. Mm-hmm. Or if you're hiding something, especially if it's an involvement or an entanglement, mm-hmm. you don't want that person to have questions that, is there something still going on? Like, why
That's good.
Why did you feel the need to keep it from me? So we were honest with each other. We always one thing, and we still use it to this day, when we're being honest with each other and it's like seriousness, no games or anything, we'll be like real convo. Real convo is
yes.
This is not a game. What I'm saying is absolute facts. Yes. This is the truth. I need you to hear me. So it was something that, especially for me, because I dealt with past relationships where they weren't honest. And I don't care what anybody say, women be knowing there's something that's up. Like we be knowing. And to find it out makes it worse, because it's the sneakiness of it and the lying and, just give full disclosure of what you got going on. So I'm not going to talk the whole time, but I'll let my husband kind of talk about what it was for him, what it did for him and his part of the honesty, being able to not only be honest with me, but have me be honest with you, and then vice versa. So we'll do that and keep it going.
Okay. So, honesty for me has always been valuable. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? If you could be open and honest with me, you know what I'm saying, you to me are more trustworthy, and that's valuable to me. You know what I'm saying? That means something to me. That holds weight with me. So, mm-hmm. I feel the same in regards to me being honest with others. especially my wife, you know what I'm saying? Or at the time when I was, just telling her about some of like, things that happened in the past, or, just being honest with things that I might struggle with. It ain't, always got to be about, being honest about people who you've been involved with, who you talk to, who you might have had entanglements with, and, but like just being honest with things that bother me, things that, other people may not know about. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's things that I told her that a lot of people that don't know, a lot of people that, I'm close with, or, you know what I'm saying, grew up around, whatever, might not know. You know what I'm saying? Like, and for me, I just feel like honesty is a way to build trust. And for me, I'm not a person like, I don't like to hold secrets. I don't like secrets being held away from, I don't want people to hold secrets, how you say that? Hold secrets away from me, or I don't want people to keep secrets.
Keep secrets from
you. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. I don't want them to keep secrets. You know what I'm saying. So I just for me, secrets and underlying sneaky stuff is it just opens too many doors for the enemy to come in and tear up a relationship. So if you being sneaky and you doing behind the behind closed door type things that you don't want other people to know. You know what I'm saying? Or, you keeping something from me and we supposed to be cool, or you supposed to be my wife or whatever. Like, for me, it's just like, I don't feel like I could trust you, and I don't like dealing with people I can't trust. We just talked about that the other day. Like, you know what I'm saying? I forget what the conversation was, and she was like, well, you think you can, trust that information with people? I'm like, I don't tell people stuff who I don't trust. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody that is around me in close proximity has been vetted. You know what I'm saying? I've prayed about them. You know what I'm saying? I've used my own common sense around them. Not to say that people aren't capable of anything, because, anybody's capable of anything. And I'm not saying that you just put your complete trust in people. But, you know what I'm saying? If I don't like to have to feel like I gotta always watch my shoulder. If I feel like I gotta watch my shoulder around you, like, you ain't gonna be around me. You know what I'm saying? So basically, like I was saying, like, everybody around me has been vetted. You know what I'm saying? And so far, they haven't given me any reason to believe that they be on some skeptical stuff. Yeah, like, and prayerfully, it never even gets to that point. Prayerfully is never to where people are gonna be on some skeptical stuff. You know what I'm saying? Prayerfully, everything go how it's supposed to. You know what I'm saying? But, like, I've been in a place where I've, been snaked. I done been, done wrong by people who I trusted. You know what I'm saying? So, like, that made me go forward with, like, if I get that same vibe from you, I just deal with you respectfully. You know what I'm saying? But it ain't no kicking it, with me and my wife and, the comforts of our home. Like, some people, I just give them that distance. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's love. You know what I'm saying? But you got to understand that, the level of trustworthiness that a person's going to give you, or a level of trustworthiness you will have for a person. And, for me, trust is earned. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't just trust you just because you say you'll do something, or just because you say this is how you are. You know what I'm saying? Actions speak louder than words. So when you show me that you're trustworthy, I trust you. When you show me you're untrustworthy, I don't trust you. You know what I'm saying? So to, like, kind of bring it back in to what she was talking about, because I did just kind of go off on a tangent. You know what I'm saying? With that, hit for real. But in regards to, us specifically, when it comes down to, just being open and honest with each other, like, there's things, like, in my past that, I felt like I felt like I needed to let her know and be honest with about, you know what I'm saying? We all have a past, some, and I'm sure we all have parts of our past that we aren't proud of. You know what I'm saying? We have parts of our past that, we wish we could take back, but the fact of the matter is we can't. So going forward, for me, I just feel like if I have something that would, make her feel a little more questionable about, like, if I did something that'd make her question whether or not she might want to go forward with me, or if there's something about me that, you know what I'm saying, she might be like, oh, I just don't want to be involved with that. I'd rather be honest with her up front and give her the option to say, hey, I thank you for being honest, but, that's just a little too heavy for me. We can, cut it off here. Or, thank you for being honest. And, as long as things are settled out now and that's not a problem going forward, you know what I'm saying, things are okay. You know, like I'm gonna give you the option. I like being honest and giving people options. You know what I'm saying? Like because like she said earlier in the video, if you know I don't give you the option and I don't allow you to choose whether or not you know what's going on is something that you want to deal with, you know what I'm saying? If you find out the wrong way, that's gonna even damper our relationship. That's gonna damper our relationship even more. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So
make you question everything.
Exactly, makes you question everything. So for me, like if there was a situation, you know, whether it be with a female or whether it be something that you know might have been a traumatic experience with me in my past or whatever, like I just always was open and honest with her and gave her the option to say, hey, you know, that's a little too much for me, or hey, that's you know, that's cool. Let's just make sure that that's not an issue going forward. And that's the elephant in the room is, what is he talking about? He's being vague. Okay, yes, I've had, you know, past experiences with females. Woo, yes, like, and, you know, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, for real, like, and, you know, a few of them, you know, she might not be close friends with them, but, you know, she know them. And I felt like it was important for her to know, hey, you know, I had this and that going on with this person, you know what I'm saying? But it ain't nothing crazy, you know what I'm saying? I want to let you know because I don't want you to find out the wrong way. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to let you know up front, you know, because, you know, if it might not be too heavy. It might be too heavy for you, you know what I'm saying? And you don't want to, you know what I'm saying, cause no problem going down, going forward. I just felt like, you know, whatever I needed to tell her, I needed to tell her early. Mm-hmm. That way it doesn't cause a deeper pain and a deeper hurt later on down the line. You know what I'm saying? Like certain secrets, people feel like they doing a person justice by not telling them certain things that's going on and not wanting to, you know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to hurt your feelings. I wasn't, I didn't want to hurt you. I don't want to, but it hurt more when you keep a secret and then a secret come out, especially if it come out the wrong way. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like God forbid, I don't think, any of the ladies that I used to talk to would have did something like that. But like if a lady that I talked to, got on some jealous stuff, you know what I'm saying? Just hypothetical. Got on some jealous stuff and she didn't know about it, and then she come, I used to talk to her, talk to him, and then now she looking like, well, he never tell me that, now that's causing problems with us, where it could be like, I tell her up front, and then if, again, hypothetically, if one of them, come up and be on some jealous stuff, then she's like,
girl, I already know.
Right, he already told me that, this ain't news to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, like, you feel me? That it's just, for me, I'm a forward thinker. You know what I'm saying? And I just kind of know, like, if this information get out the wrong way, you know what I'm saying, how that affect her. Even if it's just, you just talking to a person. Mm-hmm. Like, you know what I'm saying? Even if I just talk to a person to see if things could go a certain way and then we deaded it after that. Like, you know what I'm saying? That, to me, that's information that she needs to know, because like even though we didn't boyfriend or girlfriend it, at the end of the day, you still had interest in this person. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So why would you keep that from me? Mm-hmm. Why would you not tell me that? Mm-hmm. Is there something else going on? Like why didn't, like, to me, that's information that she needs to know. That's something that, you know what I'm saying, she needs to know. So if, going forward, like I said, something come out to where somebody try to give her that information, she like, oh, I already knew that. He kept it real with me from the jump. So like, and to me, I'm protecting my home now. You know what I'm saying? We married. You know what I'm saying? So for me, I feel like if I'm living with you every day, we doing everything we do, or most of the stuff that we do is together. We building life. You know what I'm saying? We about to have a kid. Like I like to be able to be open. I feel weighed down when I'm holding stuff. I feel weighed down when I got a secret. Even when it come down to being honest with things that might be a little touchy in our marriage, you know what I'm saying? Because we've had those conversations too. Mm-hmm. Certain things that one might do that rub the other one the wrong way. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? If I hold that in and don't be honest with her, and then it just keep happening. And then one day I'm gonna explode, and she gonna be looking at me like, "Why you jumping up? Like, why you jumping out the window like that?" And it's like, you know what I'm saying? Well, this bothers me, and she like, well, you never told me that. Like, you know what I'm saying? So even from that perspective of just, you know, again, I'm a forward thinker, trying to prevent something down the line to being a big old issue or a big old problem, I get out in front of it early. You know what I'm saying? And I'll be honest early, or at least I try to. I try my hardest to do that. And the reason being is because I want to prevent, you know, as much tension, I want to prevent as much tension, as much heartache, as much pain, as many arguments as I possibly can. I don't want to be at odds with my lady. I don't want to be, you know what I'm saying, like, oh no, I don't want us to ever be on the outs. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I'm trying to make sure that this is, you know, a well-oiled machine. So I got to do my due diligence, and a big part of that is being honest. You got to say something?
Yeah, because I was going to say that's actually a very good point. That honesty translated into our marriage, even though it may be uncomfortable. And I think that's a good lesson. And I'm not going to just say this is for women, but I'm going to talk from a woman's perspective to the women. One thing, we have this conversation a lot because we'll see like men and women relationships play out and it ends up going left, and we'll have conversations about it, you know, because I think that's good. We're trying to make sure we maintain a healthy marriage, so let's be honest about those things. And one thing that I tell him a lot is, I think one of the biggest problems, and this is not to come down on anybody because I was in the same position, and this is why I can speak so freely about this, women keep things and don't be honest up front and almost expect a man to read their minds. I was that person, and I think that is a lot of what happens in a relationship, because I feel like us as women, we have all these expectations. We know what we desire, we know what we want, and then as soon as a guy pays us interest, all those things go out the window, and we start becoming who we think that person wants because we don't want them to lose interest. And you're not honest about the things that you're going through. Just like he said, it's not just about being involved in entanglements or past relationships, whatever the case may be. Being honest about your struggles is important to talk about with your spouse.
Can I put a pin right there? Because when she talk about being honest with her struggles, we both have been honest about our struggles. And with us being honest about, you know, things that we deal with, you know, whether it be stress or whether it be anxiety, whether it be, you know, vices that may try to come back and tempt us or whatever, like from our past and stuff like that. We were honest about that, and us praying together and, you know, checking up on each other. Like, we pay extra attention to each other with those areas. You know what I'm saying? Like, one of the things that she was honest to me about was, she shuts down when a man raises her voice at her. You know what I'm saying? So for me, her being honest with me about that now, it's up to me to make the necessary adjustments, not to holler. Not to say that sometimes I might not get irritated and raise my voice, but like in conversations I try to keep my cool because I know she's sensitive, so I don't explode on her like that. You know what I'm saying? But I wouldn't have known to do that if she wasn't honest.
Yeah, amen. So it's important to, you know, like he was saying, our struggles, because just like that example that he gave, the things that you deal with, past childhood experiences. You know, I have been very honest about, being mentally, physically, emotionally abused as a child. Those things I decided in the next relationship God blessed me with, I wasn't going to hide them and try to seem like I was perfect and all together. I wanted to make sure that I let him know these are things that I've gone through, and it's a possibility that something might trigger those things.
Yes.
And I wanted him to understand that, because if your partner is not aware, how can they properly prepare? Like, they can't prepare to love you the way that you're wanted to be loved. People think that that loving somebody is roses and gifts and flowers and just saying I love you and posting each other on Facebook and Instagram, but it's deeper than that. I need somebody to be able to love those ugly parts of me, those things sometimes are triggered by different things. Just like he said, my dad has not been in my life. So for a man to raise their voice in me, it makes me feel like a little girl in the corner, and it scares me. I don't like it. But it was important for me to talk to him about that and tell him that. So those things, us being honest about, even though sometimes they were uncomfortable, even me talking to him about the physical abuse, the mental abuse, the emotional abuse, those things weren't easy to talk to him about. No. They're not easy to come out and be so vulnerable and open with the person, because it's like you're literally standing there emotionally naked. Like you just have a person just looking at all your issues, but that's important.
Good, though.
You know what I mean? Yeah, because you just standing there, you're just bare, and that's important.
That's very important for your spouse,
right? We don't need to put on a facade to make it seem like we're going into this relationship perfect. Now, that does not mean that while you're in your season of singleness, we talked to you about this. This is the time where you need to be more aware of those things, where you deal with those things, and you start, being honest about those things with yourself, so that you're better able to go into a relationship more healthily. Because if you keep them covered and just give them all to your spouse, that's not okay. You got to do some work. You start doing the work, and we expressed that on our last video. So I'm not backtracking and saying give it to your spouse. No, what I'm saying is that be honest with your spouse about the things that you're struggling with, or if you're dating somebody or starting to date or talking to somebody and it seems like this is going to go away, make sure that you're honest with them and tell them about those things, because you want them to truly love you properly, not surface love you, but truly love you properly. And the only way you can be truly loved the way we deserve to be loved, they got to know everything. That's why the best love is from Jesus Christ, because he knows the ugliness that we have. He knows it. Even if we never say anything, he still knows it, and he loves us still like we're shiny and gold, whatever.
Think about it from this perspective. Sorry, not to cut you off, but when we talk about marriage, man and wife, you know what I'm saying? We believe in marriage over here. Hallelujah. You know what I'm saying? But marriage, with man and wife, just from a physical standpoint. We're not talking about emotionally or mentally or anything like that. From a physical standpoint, you know what I'm saying? When it comes to marriage, there you got the stuff where the clothes are appropriate, when you go out, you on your dates and stuff like that. But the other side of marriage, where clothes are not appropriate, when man and wife go to their bedroom, you know what I'm saying, if you leave your clothes on and you try to engage in those activities, bro, it's not gonna happen.
No.
You know what I'm saying? It's not gonna be comfortable. You're not gonna be able to do anything. You have to take your clothes off in order to, and don't nobody be weird. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to be vague.
I got what you're saying.
But you know what I'm saying? You gotta take your clothes off in order to engage into that part of your marriage. You know what I'm saying? And that's the same thing with the emotional. If you hiding stuff and you covering up, you know what I'm saying? I like how she said you gotta be emotionally naked. Sometimes you gotta be vulnerable, and you got to take those emotional clothes off. And a spouse that this is the thing. Keisha is very, very emotional. Very. And although I accepted that, I also let her know, you know what I'm saying, you can't let your and she knew this too, but I spoke from my perspective. I get it. Ain't nothing wrong with you being in tune with your emotions to a degree, but you can't let them rule you. You know what I'm saying? You gotta kind of get to the place where, you get your tears out or your feelings out or whatever, but you can't just, wallow there and just let your emotions consume you. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm gonna finish this point. I'm gonna let you go.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So with that being said was, she was open and she was honest with me about her emotions, and I accepted them as her spouse. You gotta accept, who your spouse is, but at the same time though, it took for me to, embrace it, and then, also give her some constructive criticism. As a spouse, you gotta be willing to show yourself, but you also got to receive, you got to be able to receive what they show you too.
Yes.
And, just because I receive it though, don't mean that, accountability is not.
Right.
Because like I told her, like, she was telling me, about when I raised my voice. Well, like I talk very passionately. If you've been around me, I'm a very passionate talker. I'm very, I love, as it pertains to healthy debates, but I love debate when it comes to sports or, whatever the case may be. Like I can go back and forth and I can raise my voice, and sometimes I can get serious and my voice be raised. And we've got to those places, and I told her that, like, sometimes I just talk passionately, and she said the same thing that I said about her emotions. Okay, that's cool. I'm not trying to rob you of that. However, just be careful with how you talk to me, because it hurts my feelings. So, like, you know what I'm saying, like, you got to be able to be, like she said, I like that term, emotionally naked. You got to be able to, or mentally, you know what I'm saying, like spiritually. Talk about what you struggle with spiritually.
Yeah.
So you got to be able to be vulnerable with your spouse. Like, if you can't be vulnerable with the person that you're closest to, like like if I didn't feel like I could be honest with her, that's why our relationship works so well. I could be honest. I can be completely honest. She might cry. She might, you know what I'm saying? It might hurt her feelings with my honesty. But at the end of the day, I know one thing with my honesty. As long as it ain't nothing crazy. Like, you know what I'm saying? But like as far as me just being honest about how I feel, me voicing my opinion about stuff. I know she's not going to walk away. I know she's not going to, wallow in it. Instead, when I be honest with her, the first thing she always do, she take it in and she go to prayer about it. If I'm wrong about my honesty, you know what I'm saying, after I done prayed and after she done prayed, we both come back and usually we have the same answer.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, I was tweaking. She was like, yeah, the Lord told me that, you got to work on that. Or, you know what I'm saying, if I'm right, and vice versa, you know what I'm saying? Like, she come back to me like, what, I was tweaking, you know what I'm saying? And we figure out a way to go forward with our honesty. That's the key. Like, a lot of people don't feel like they can be honest with their spouse or their significant other. And that's, you know what I'm saying? Like, and you be like, I want the truth. But a person to tell you the truth, and then, like, you lose your complete crap. Like, you lose your mind, and you scold them for their honesty, and nobody wants to be scolded. You know what I'm saying? You scold them for their honesty, and then now that's going to back them into a corner even more, to where you said, be honest, this is a safe place, I can be honest. And then they thought it was a safe place, and they opened up and shared with you what was on their mind, and then you beat them for it. And now it's like, they like, I don't never want to feel that again, so they start hiding even more. I'm not saying that you got to accept bullcrap. Nobody is ever saying that. You don't have to accept anything. But when it comes down to your spouse, and when it comes down to your significant other, when it comes down to your friends, when it comes down to your siblings, your family members, whatever, you know what I'm saying? If you close with somebody like that, honesty is very important. And not just the person being honest, but you letting them be honest without killing them about their honesty. You know what I'm saying? And I can say, I want to go on more about that, but I know you done had a couple things to say, so go ahead.
Just, like, seriously, before I go to my point that I had first, what you just said, a thought came to me, like, if you tell somebody, I want you to be honest, and then you scold them for it, you need to ask yourself a question. Why did I really want them to be honest? And the thought that came to my mind is, are you asking them to be honest so you have something to hold over their head, so your issues and problems are more covered up because you seem a little more perfect because they got some issues? Or are you wanting them to be honest so you can know how to love them better? Because when I was talking to him, and when he gave me his, like, when he told me his stuff, I wanted him to be honest with me because I wanted to know how to love him. I wanted to understand how to love him better. Not surface, not generally. I wanted to know how to love Christopher Dwayne Simon Jr. Him. And the only way that I could do that is for him to bear his soul to me. I need to know. If somebody tells you, if you're telling a person you want to be honest, you want them to be honest about something, if your first instinct is to go off, even with your children, be honest with me. okay, stuff might be, like he said, some stuff might be crazy, but why are you wanting them to be honest? Because if I'm talking to my child, just like with my nieces, when I tell them to be honest with me, it's not for me to go off. It's not for me to get on them, even though TT will get on them. But it's for me to better understand them. I want to understand why you did what you did, so that we can not only go forward, and if I have to tell you that was wrong and discipline you for that, then I will, but I need to understand you, and that's how it should be in your relationship. I want to understand you better so I can know how to love you better. He couldn't have learned how to love me like no one has ever loved me like he loves me, because he took the time to understand me. So when he said that, that just popped into my head. Like, ask yourself why you are wanting.
Say the last part again.
What part?
No one could what?
No one has ever loved me like you loved me.
Yeah, all right.
Oh my goodness, whatever. But anyways, I'm trying to remember what now on my other.
Nah, I'm flexing, but I feel the same way.
Oh, that's good.
I mean, like I told her last night, like I said that because that's crazy. I told her last night, I was like, nobody's ever loved me like you love me. Nobody's ever been committed to me like you've been committed to me. And then I was like, but I never really gave anybody the chance because, like, if I felt like things weren't going the way that they should be going, I just I cut it off. Yeah. Like I ain't waste time. Like
no,
so.
He didn't waste time. But
at the end of the day, like I told her, they didn't show me what I needed to see to make me feel like I wanted to go further. Yeah. So you know what I'm saying. At the end of the day, I'm back at square one. Nobody ever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Anyways. Fix my cheeks. All that smiling. But but yeah, so when you wanna be able to, I'm trying to remember what my one point was, but what it all sums up is you want you want to be honest with that person, because you want it to be where y'all can have that effortless relationship, like just like what he said. It's so crazy when you were just talking about. That's what it was. When he was just making the comment about, how we'll go into prayer and God will literally let us know, like, it was you. And we come back and God will let me know if it's me and let him know if it was him, and vice versa. And we're able to go ahead. But the point in particular was, I remember one time, and I don't know what it was. I should have been pregnant then. I was so emotional. It was like 2 months of me being so emotional and so sensitive. And every other relationship that I've ever had, they always just, you're too emotional. They blamed everything on emotions. Like, you're cheating. You're being too emotional. All right.
That's all crazy.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
manipulative stuff.
Yes, like everybody else blamed all the problems in the relationship on me being too emotional. But me telling him about my emotions, he didn't blame anything. He's never once just been like, you're just being too emotional. He's always tried to understand me first. But one thing I will say, it's important to make sure of the spouse that you have and to know that they're actually the one for you, because just like he said, even though I'm an emotional person, just because, we hear people say that all the time, oh, that's just how I am. Just because something is how you are doesn't mean that it's okay to stay in that.
I hate that.
Yes, I am.
Can I make a comment about that?
Yes, but I don't want to forget this point for just one moment. Yeah. Real quick, I'm going to be quick. But I am an emotional person, and all of my life, I have banked on the fact that I'm an emotional person, and that is what ran me. Everything I did was based off my emotions. If I don't want to do it, I'm not doing it. If I'm mad, I'm going to be mad. If I'm sad, I'm going to be sad. I'm going to do whatever my emotions tell me to do. When he said, it's okay to be emotional, just don't let them run you, I was like, why didn't nobody ever tell me that before? Like, why didn't nobody ever explain to me that it's okay to be emotional? Because that not only made me feel safe of him saying it, like, it's okay to be emotional, but at the same time, you still can't just ignore logic and, you know what I'm saying, good common sense, because you're an emotional person. And then it brought me to Joyce Meyer. She's like, sometimes your emotions will lie to you. She's like, your emotions will tell you you're all alone, nobody cares about you, but you literally have people that are in your corner that's rooting for you, but because it doesn't look the way that you feel it should look, you'll go off of your emotions and just be like, okay, that's what it is. So when he said that, it made me think of that. That's another good thing about being honest with each other. He was able to tell me that. And maybe somebody wanted to tell me that, and maybe they were afraid to tell me because, like I said, I'm emotional. So if I get mad, I might throw something. I don't know. But the point is, shut up.
Yeah.
The point, I didn't throw those glasses at you.
You came in my direction.
I did not.
You did.
I did not throw them in your direction.
I was sitting on the couch. They ended up behind the couch.
They were way over. Whatever. Anyways, but the fact that he told.
You throw something more.
No, whatever. The fact that he did tell me that better helped me to not just do better in our relationship, but also in my friendships. Because sometimes, like sometimes with friendships, like it be a lot. This pandemic, it be a lot, and your emotions will be like, cut them off. Bye, everybody. That's just how I feel. But logic is like, okay, look at the whole picture. Don't just look at how you feel right now, because you might think a person is a certain way.
That's a preach word right there.
They're not, but you got to look at the whole picture. You know what I mean? So him telling me that not only bettered me in our relationship, but it just
says.
Yeah, but it bettered me altogether. So I just want to say that little part.
Yeah. So now I'm gonna backtrack too, because we got to talk about you. That's just how I am. I ain't changed. I ain't never gonna change. I'm gonna stay the same. You, ma'am or sir, are goofy. Respectfully. Like, life is about evolution. Like, nothing in life has remained the same. Like, you know, I know the Bible said there's nothing new under the sun, but we talking about in regards to vague. Like telephones or telephones and cell phones, when they came to the world or whatever, they were new things per se, but the thing that never changed was they were used for communication. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's nothing. Communication has always been around. Communication is not new under the sun. How we communicate, you know what I'm saying, it is evolved. Life is about evolution. You know what I'm saying? Like, we all supposed to change. We all supposed to grow. Like, if I'm 16, 17 years old, it's okay for me to think like a 16 or a 17 year old. But if I'm 25, 26 years old and I'm still thinking about the stuff and what's consuming me is the same mindset and the same thoughts that I had when I was 16 and I was 17, there's something off there.
Bro.
I don't care what you say. We are not supposed to be stuck in our mindsets and our mind frames. I hate that, especially in our community. Like, that's a constant and a consistent thing. I've been the same. I ain't never gonna change. Like, what? Like, you don't even know how goofy you sound.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
You don't even know what you
heard
heard somebody say that and it sounded good to you, and now you saying the same goofy rhetoric. That's not cool. Life is about growth. Life is about change. Life is about evolution. Why do you want to remain the same? I don't want to keep doing the same stuff that I've been doing all my life. I don't want to keep seeing the same things that I've been seeing all my life. I don't want to be in the same environment, in the same places. I know what I was thinking about when I was 16, 17 years old. Stupid stuff. Goofy stuff. My mind was on playing a game, girls.
I was going to say getting girls.
You know what I'm saying? Hooping all day. You know what I'm saying? My sports interests and all that stuff. I'm 20. I'll be 24 next week. I'll be 24 on Sunday.
Yay.
I'll be 24 on Sunday. And now my mind is about, you know, of course, getting closer to God. That's always number one. God. You know what I'm saying? Business interests. You know, seeing how I can, you know, build, you know, up wealth and equity for me and my family. You know what I'm saying? Wanting to, you know, build up, you know, businesses and stuff like that, so my kids don't have to, you know, see the same struggles that, you know, me and my siblings seen. You know what I'm saying? Like, my mind wasn't completely on that when I was 16 or 17 years old. But because I allowed myself to grow and evolve, and I understood that life was about change, you know what I'm saying? I was able to make that jump, you know, in my thinking space. Like, we gotta elevate outside of the normal. We gotta elevate. Hold on one second. I'm almost done. We gotta elevate outside of the normal. And sometimes it's hard. You know what I'm saying? I know people who ain't never been outside of our city, Dayton, Ohio. I know people that only thing they know is Dayton, Ohio. They ain't never been to Cincinnati, Columbus, Cleveland, definitely ain't never been outside the state. You know what I'm saying? So all they know is dating. Me, I done been out the state. I done been out the country. You know what I'm saying? I done seen different things in life. So I know that there's more to life. You know what I'm saying? And them people that ain't never been outside of dating, I'm trying to tell them and show them like, bro, nah, this is a scratch, like a little bitty scratch on a wall compared to the grand scheme of life. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's more to life than what you know. Like, so quit doing that. Quit saying that I'm the same. I ain't changed. I ain't never gonna, like, that's stupid. I don't want to offend nobody if you said that before. So I'm gonna quit using words like goofy and stupid. But I feel passionately about that because like you are limiting yourself. Mm-hmm. You're limiting yourself. You're limiting what God can do for you. You're limiting, everything that you could accomplish in life by thinking that you have to stay in the same mindset that you were since you know what I'm saying, got to a certain age. Mm-hmm. No, life is about change. Life is about evolution. It's about growth. It's about, advancement. It's not about being stuck in the same places. Yes. It's not about being in, you know what I'm saying? I've been the same. Like, I would hate to have been the same. I don't want to be the same this year as I was last year. I definitely don't want to be 40 talking about I ain't changed since I was 17.
Yeah.
What?
There's people out here really like that, bro.
That's troubling to me. Quit doing that. Quit. Stop doing that. Grow. Add to your knowledge. You know what I'm saying? First of all, I'm never not gonna say this. Get to know the Lord Jesus Christ
first.
Listen, what the scripture say? The knowledge of the Lord is the beginning of all wisdom, or something like that.
The fear of the Lord.
The fear of the Lord is the beginning of what?
Wisdom.
The beginning of wisdom, something like that.
Or
like
knowledge one. It's
one of the two. We gonna find it
like
and we're gonna put it on the screen for y'all.
Yeah.
But as one of those scriptures talk about the fear of the Lord being the beginning. So we our camera cut off, but basically we were talking about that scripture. What was it? The fear of the Lord.
We still ain't got it.
We still ain't got it, but we gonna put it up. You know what I'm saying? But what I was saying was basically I'm always gonna encourage people to get to know God. You know what I'm saying? And that's number one with for me, like get to know the Lord. Understand his ways and what he has for you. You know what I'm saying? And then, just branch out and do different stuff, man. Like whatever you thought life was limited to, man, it's not. You know what I'm saying? Get out there, experience the world, travel. You know what I'm saying? Like God created the earth. And you know what I'm saying? Like I want to experience what he created. You know what I'm saying? I want to be in tune with what, he created and what he, has for us to experience. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, get out there and experience life, man. Keep the Lord, allow him to order your steps. And, let that be that. But, you know what I'm saying? Quit having that same mindset. We ain't on that. We ain't doing that.
It's 2021, bro.
You feel me?
And sis.
You feel me?
Sis.
You feel me?
Jewel Velman.
All right.
Yeah.
Back in your hands, though.
All right, though, for real, though. But this might be my favorite one thus far. I feel like this was a very vulnerable, open, honest discussion. But just real talk, like with everything that we just said, you know what I'm saying? Like, we're not perfect in this at all. We're learning along the way, and we're just trying to give some of the things that we learn and that have helped us in our relationship to those out there that are either in the process of dating, waiting to date, or even in marriage. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like one of the biggest things, even though we may be fresh in our marriage, but one thing that we do is, and we've always done, is we've made sure to incorporate God in all that we do.
Yes.
And a lot of the success that we've had in our relationship, I mean, all of it is him, but with the things that we've learned and the steps that we take, the wise decisions that we've made have been with being led by him. So we just want to make sure we pass that along. So this is our first What's Working Wednesdays of the year. We'll be back in March. And then for my regular videos will go back to being, I'm going to try my best to upload those every Wednesday.
Y'all be patient with my baby.
Please be patient with me. Please be patient with
I'm
me.
going off on Facebook because I'm on Facebook too, and I definitely get on that with you.
Well, for real, y'all saw me yawning. I'm tired now. I want to go take a nap, but I'm gonna try my best, you know, to give you guys those things. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you haven't already, please like this video, subscribe, leave your comments below, and as always, if you have comments, questions, concerns, or even suggestions for things that you guys want to see, you can contact me on all the social media platforms. I always leave those in the little description box, and you can always leave them also on YouTube if you have those comments, questions, concerns, or suggestions. But thank you guys for sticking around and tuning in. I hope you enjoyed this video. Until next time.